this summer, coming to you with the power of 1,000 burning suns and unfathomable stupidity. I give you the Crimson Lord of Chaos. And welcome to another build video. This is going to be my main build, the build that I run, because it's definitely my style. So, I'm here to show you what it has and what it can do. So, this is what I like using at all times. I don't really use the sword itself too much right now. Probably better to use the power staff. This is what I'm rolling. I got the Tranquil Heart with skill, mod, and elemental damage. You don't need skill cooldown, you do not need mod cooldown, that is irrelevant. I'm using the Star Killer, of course, which you get from APOC, Killing Annihilation, but you don't have to use this. Probably better alternative than this is just what I like to use, is the Monolith from the new DLC. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're using abilities kind of like Firestorm, you just shoot it, and it goes on cooldown immediately. You can even use something like Helix, and it would honestly probably be pretty fine. This build works well with, I would say, the majority of mods. I'm using, of course, the Archon as the main class, so I can get automatic mod power generation, and using it will double the mod power generation. Was changed from previous patch, and honestly I'd probably say it's a bit better in a way. 50% extra mod damage, crit chance, yada yada yada. And then casting a mod regenerates some mod power. Mod power requirement is lowered, which doesn't necessarily matter too much. Enchants for elemental damage and by 50%, and skill damage by 30%, 15% extra elemental damage, which is nice. Skill and elemental crit chance by 5%. Communion, which reduces skill cooldowns by 1% and 2% max health heal once every 3 seconds while your invoker skill is active, which I'm using Wave Kahlua. And then mind and body, movement speed, and damage reduction while invoker's skill is active, kind of useful. Soothsayer, not really important as far as I'm concerned, but the relic use speed is nice when an invoker skill is active. And of course I'm using the Spirit Wisp Amulet, reducing my skill cooldowns by 3% every 300 mod power spent, which is similar to the Spellweaver that I have here, using its ability. NPC talk in the background's annoying. Activating it, of course, will get you 1% of your cooldowns back every 100 mod power spent, which is technically better than this, but it only works for this weapon. And the reason why I say it's technically better is because it works for every 100 mod power spent, where this is only every 300 mod power spent. So technically you'll get 1 more percent reduction on your skill by using Gravity Core than you would if you would just have the amulet. And of course I'm using Firestorm there, but Burn of the Destroyer lowers your range of firearms, kind of sucks to a degree if you're using certain weapons. The Monolith, I would say, hurts pretty bad on this, but typically the idea of this build is never to shoot. Use your mods, use your skills. Don't shoot. Shooting is mostly to get your mod power back up again. Burden of the Follower, they nerfed this so it doesn't produce as much mod power generation, by about half of its bonus, and reduces your fire rate, not a biggie. Cataloger's Jewel, they actually buffed this from 8 mod power to 10 mod power per second, which is real spicy. Bird of the Socialist for skill and mod power damage by 15%. Reduces your ammo reserves, which is fine, you're not going to be shooting that often. And I will mention that currently I'm pretty sure there's a bug with Havoc form, where if you get hit, it knocks your character, or it staggers your character out of Havoc form, and then your character will try to re-enter Havoc form immediately, if you're a host of a match. And this can stun lock you a lot of the times, because an enemy will just constantly just hit you. And the animation forces itself upon you like a guy in the middle of a street down a dark alley. Anyways, in multiplayer, it doesn't re-enter Havoc form. Technically, if there's still a lightning course around you, and that still does damage, but if you are not the host, it will basically invalidate your Havoc form completely. You can even cancel it, and it will not get you any of the cooldown back, which, if you actually end Havoc form early now, it will give you a portion of its cooldown back, which it doesn't if it invalidates your Havoc form in multiplayer, which sucks ass. This is great. Drenches enemies and grants you haste, which haste is nice, and also does shock damage, which gets split upon all the enemies that are in the storm, and it lasts for quite a while. And let me just say this much. Damn, boy, that's a thick ass boy. It's a fucking 45-meter rainstorm with amplitude. Of course, we got Flashcaster and Gifted because those are our class traits. Fortified, just for a little bit of extra tankiness. I got most of the regrowth for a bit of extra health regen. Strong back, so I can actually carry this nice armor because I like it. Max Vigor, it's kind of hard to not go wrong with maxing out your Vigor. Max Spirit, what can I say? You're using skills and spells a lot. You want that. Max Expertise, because skills and spells, or mods, I should say. Amplitude, they removed resonance and combined aura and AoE size into Amplitude as a skill, which I really like. Max that out because AoEs, go mad, go big, go home. Mod duration by 30%. Chakra, this replaced Wayfinder, which Wayfinder is now, if you don't know, in Swiftness. Wayfinder you used to get on route Earth by going through an ambush area in the harbor section of the ship. And Siphoner, because he doesn't have a little bit of extra lifesteal on top of the amount of damage you'll be doing. Probably would go for this if I had a little more trait points. I don't know what I would do if I had more trait points, but currently we are capped at 85, so that is not important. Now, you could also use some concoctions for the boss I'll be fighting. I probably won't use any concoctions. So there's that. And so, the idea is send out the waves, blast these motherfuckers out, pull out your Archon form. As soon as your ability is charged, get an Archon form, cast your ability again. And just go absolutely ham. Just dump AoEs, don't see a damn thing. If you can't see anything, you're doing something right. Theoretically, if you can't see the enemy, they can't see you, right? That's how it works. All you have to do is just suffocate them in firestorms and then hope for the best. And there you go, there you have it. That's the showcase for this little setup, and I hope you enjoyed. And on to the boss fight.